All right, that was my guy Will Woo from X Master, making his debut on Up Way Too Early with Garage Gym Life. We're gonna keep that same energy going because we got yet another awesome guest. This is his second time on the show. But first, I gotta say shout out to the Mountain Time Zone. If you just joined our show, we were wrapping up a very good segment, a great segment with Will Woo, CEO of X Master, and we're about to roll into our final segment of the day. My next guest is Mike Carlson from ANCORE. Mike's joining us. He's going to answer any and all questions about the ANCOREX, which was announced yesterday. So I posted a link to the announcement video in my community post yesterday. So if you guys were checking out my community post, you saw the link and you were able to watch the video for yourself. If not, I've got it in the video description on LinkedIn and on YouTube, so you can check it out if you haven't seen it after the show. But right now, let's go ahead and welcome Mike back to the show. Mike, thank you once again for getting up way too early with Garage Gym Life, my man.
Great. It's great to be here. I'm back.
I gotta play my theme. Dun 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 dun. Play Mike's theme.
This is great.
I need to play the one where it's final boss. I got another one. It's like the final. Like, let that be. You want that? Let that be your intro.
Hit me with that.
You the final boss.
Here it is. Here it is.
Yes.
I feel like that could be appropriate. I know at HQ we've had X Go and Give It To You by DMX.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Playing on repeat. I know there's royalties around that. We're not going to worry about that. But
there's a way around that. There's a way around it.
There's a way around it.
We might work.
I'm glad to be here.
Yo, man, I'm glad to have you here. So let's see here. Luke's Garage Gym already said there's a couple studs on the screen.
Man.
So you must have two people in on screen with you.
I got my cat off screen. I don't know about her, but maybe she's a stud.
There you go. Let's see. So now I will tell you, Paired and Powered Up threatened to heckle you. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but they start out nice. They start out being nice. They say, hello, Mike. Kinsey says, Mike, hello. And
this is awesome.
Like, I'm telling you, man, this has nothing to do with anything else that we're going to be talking about. But I just want to reiterate for everyone who's watching, especially people on LinkedIn, this is probably not the sort of content you used to seeing on LinkedIn, because people on LinkedIn are usually very serious and stoic, and quite frankly, it's boring. But what I'm going to say is, when you love what you do and you love sharing information with people, and I love being a conduit to help brands like you be able to get in front of the people who love their products or who might love their products, this like charges me up, and I literally look forward to doing this every single week. By Thursday night, my alarm goes off at 4. I'm usually awake already because I cannot wait to get up. Now after the show, I pass out. I'm just gonna tell you right now. All right. But before the show, I am fired up about this. I could come in here with nothing but spring water in my cup, and I'm still going to be this fired up because I love doing this stuff. And there's 2289 watching right now. I know are going to love checking out this stuff with you. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Let's do it, man. So first of all, what's been the response to the Anchor? And I'm going to go ahead and I'll pull up the you want me to pull up, I'll turn the sound off, but do you want me to pull up the demo video?
Yeah, pull up the demo video. We've gotten a ton of things on there. I know we have a group training video that can kind of give you some highlights too. Pull up whatever. We've got a lot of really great kind of resources on the ANCOREX. So I'm excited to talk about it. All
right, so let me go ahead. I'll pull this up right here. This is the ANCOREX video. All right, and we'll go with the demo right there.
Nice.
I'm going to pause this right there. Well, while I'm doing that, what's been the response to it so far? It's been 24 hours since you guys announced it.
24 hours. This time yesterday, I think I was on cup of coffee number 6 or 7. I lost count. I was up at 5 a.m. I was making, I woke up ahead of my alarm at 4:15 yesterday morning. Had to get the website ready. It was like Christmas morning. But I would say, the response has been overwhelmingly positive. It really has. We've had folks from the home gym community, folks from the pro sports and the high performance community, and folks from the group training facility community, really kind of all of the groups that we Love to work with folks from the PT community. Everyone has reached out. I got a ton of texts yesterday saying like, wow, this is so cool. This is
I saw
amazing.
somebody say I'll order 10 right now just off the video.
I saw that one too. My good buddy Jeff Lavecchio, who I was at his facility in June this year, June or July.
Yeah.
It's all it was right before Home Gym Con, so it was June. And so I mean, it's just been super positive. It's been super positive, and I got to give a quick shout out to our whole team. I mean, from our production guys who have totally restructured our production process to get this thing built. Because again, we're doing all the assembly in house. That's not changing. To our engineers who built a completely brand new novel mechanism from the ground up. Like this is something that is patented. It's a beautiful mechanism. To our sales guys who have been like on the phones yesterday, like talking to everybody, to just the whole group. I mean, the whole group from top to bottom, our ops team. It does take a village, and I think yesterday we all just were thrilled this was finally out in the open, and I'm wicked proud of the group that we have. We have a great video editor who put together all these videos. I have someone on my team who's a new member of the team. She's put together all the social posts. Like it's really been a top to bottom effort, from engineering to production to marketing to sales to operations. And yeah, yesterday I think we were all just I cannot tell you how much coffee was consumed in the coffee machine yesterday, because it was so much. It was so much, but it was great.
And that actually, it kind of goes with the comment from Paradigm Powered Up. It said ANCORE products are gold, but the people are diamonds. And that's awesome.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Thank you. They're awesome.
Did you guys, right?
Jeff and Perrin. Yeah, they visited us.
Okay, I thought they did. Yeah,
we had a ton of fun.
I'm gonna have them on the show hopefully next month, and that's gonna be one of the things we talk about. So
yeah,
definitely want to tune in for
They're
that.
Awesome people.
So and okay, I don't want to forget this because I don't know how late Kevin's gonna. I don't know how late Kevin's gonna stay up. He's in Japan.
I gotta say hi to Kevin.
So you see the comment. He wants to know about the wedding and the honeymoon and stuff. He says, "I'm not sure if Mike's gonna want to come see you on his honeymoon." But
Kevin, I just might. We're still looking at honeymoon locations. So you know what? I will submit it to the committee. I can tell you that, the honeymoon committee here.
Okay.
And I will keep you posted. But if we're going to Japan, 100%, I'm going to go visit Kevin. 100%. Like I got to get a workout in at his gym. It's like legendary.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, we've been married. I've been married for over 20 years, and I just want to say that the honeymoon is not typically the time where you plan to go see other dudes on the honeymoon. But
it's not. But we can make an exception.
Figure it out.
We can make an exception for Kevin. Like I said, it's with the committee now.
I got you. Okay, I got you. All right. So now that we talked about that, we're seeing this product on screen here, and I think there's actually a way that I can make this whole thing a little bit bigger. Put it in theory mode. There we go.
There we go.
We embiggen it, right? In fact, I'll start it over.
I love it.
Just let that go. What has been, the feedback, the response has been positive. What's been the thing that people have been like, oh, that's really cool that you guys did that?
Yeah, I would say it's the dial. That's in the research and development process.
Dial?
It's the dial. It really is. And it's one of those things where, like, we've been testing this, for the last 9 months. We've tested it in a ton of different environments, from, again, you're working with NFL guys to you're doing PT to you're doing group training. Like we've tested it in a whole bunch of different environments. In every chance I get, I ask someone, I said, if you have to tell one person about this, if you have to tell someone
the planetary dial right there, right?
That's it right there. Yeah. I say, what's the one thing you're going to tell people? And it's the dial. It's really, again, part of kind of the revolutionary technology in there, but to be able just to turn your wrist and change the resistance, there's none of the plates. It really is designed as something to where, like, you can see this at a gym. I could go down the street to a Planet Fitness or a Crunch Fitness or my local gym, and I could see this in there, and I would intuit pretty quickly how to use this. Just turn the dial and start training. So that's the one thing everyone just loves. Plus, I have to say, it is very satisfying to turn it. It does feel good too.
Nice. So just brass tacks, when can we expect the first units to start shipping out?
Yeah, so they'll be shipping out in the next 3 to 4 weeks. We're basically right now we're building everything.
Okay.
We're doing the production on everything. And so, yeah, units will be out in the next 3 to 4 weeks. That's our plan. And we're super excited. We're so excited for people to get their hands on them.
Okay.
It's just the best resistance experience, I think, on the planet. It is so buttery smooth.
Okay.
And I think a lot of folks are just going to love this as a really nice cornerstone piece in their gym.
Something what I was doing right now is seeing if there were
Yeah.
timestamps because I wanted to skip to that part, but I'll just ask you about it.
Yeah.
Because the thing that I liked, since I obviously
Mhm.
haven't seen it in person, my thing that jumped out to me
Yeah.
was the friction grip mount.
Yes.
And the reason I
Yes.
like that is because it ignores the whole side. For people who haven't watched it, you can like the name says, it's friction. So you can mount it on any power rack,
Yep.
regardless of whether it's 5/8 or 1-inch holes or
Yep.
whatever, or what is it? The ATX, the 3/4 holes.
Yep. Yep.
Whether it's that, in fact, that's it right there. I think. Yeah,
Yes.
you can
There it
just.
is.
It's just it just clamps down and it stays secure. Question I have is this only will it fit any size upright? So 3x3, 2x2, or is there a limit?
So right now with the initial launch, it's gonna be 3x3.
Okay.
But we're gonna be building out the mount suite for this um, in a massive way.
Okay.
We've got more mounts coming, and we certainly have more mounts to develop. But
Okay.
we really we certainly are not limiting ourselves to saying like, well, if you don't have a 3x3 rack, you're out of luck. Sorry, no ANCOREX.
Gotcha.
We also have, the QD mount, which uses our patented knobs on the rack mount, puts that to use. So that gets along with some of that a little bit. We also have our stationary mount too. But when it comes to the gliding mount, like we plan on developing that for as many racks as we possibly can. I mean, it is such a beautiful, elegant piece, and there you go. You can see you're moving it to the other mount there. So we have mount options if you don't have a 3x3 rack, certainly. But yeah, we want to have the gliding mount be able to be on as many racks in the world because it is a beautiful piece, and that friction mechanism is just insane amounts of cool, we think.
Does it have to be a cube? A rectangle, you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
or can it be round? So like basically, if I'm at the
Good
park,
question. Yes.
nobody's on the
Yes.
basketball court and I want to work out, can I put it on a basketball court at the park?
You know what? I think you're the first person to ask us that.
That's what I do.
I love it. I love it. That's why I come on, is for these great questions. I would probably tell you no, but that would be something we'd have to do a little further testing on to see.
You haven't
I don't
watched enough
think it would.
Darkwing Duck.
No, we don't. But no, it's. I think what we're going to develop we want the ANCOREX to be as mountable as possible. And again, they're seeing the QD mount there.
Yeah.
But right now, to get things out the gate, we've got 3 really good mounts, but yeah, we're not stopping at 3 really good mounts. I mean, that's just not our thing, one iota.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it is just so the Darkwing Duck thing. For those of you who are too young to know what that means, his catchphrase was "Let's get dangerous." So what I'm saying is like, yeah. But I think this still has a lot of versatility because I'm literally thinking, I'm like, okay, well, this could go on a fence post. If the fence post is the right dimensions,
yes,
because it's friction. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, you're not limited. And the reason I say it is because I know people who built their power rack.
Yep.
Right? They build the power rack, and if you build your power rack, you're unlikely to have a cable crossover in that type of gym. This could be the thing that you get in there because it is like one of the things I champion about the ANCORE line of products is it's actually surprisingly low tech. There's no battery.
No battery.
And in fact, bringing up Kevin, he is the one that's responsible for starting the debate about it's like it would only, he said basically if you had an Anchor, Anchor owners are the only ones who would still be able to work out after the second week of being stranded on a deserted island.
That is
because
us.
because there's no battery. Because there's no battery. And I was like, that's really what we're going with. Yeah. And he said, but I was like, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Yeah. So now this is about the ANCOREX thing. So I'm gonna run this and let this play as well because it kind of shows some of the testing stuff that you did. You said that you guys tested this thing for 9 months, but I noticed that I think Isaac said it in this video that we're watching right now, where he said that you guys are testing products actually 24/7, 365. Like you have them on a machine and it's just running nonstop.
Yes, we do.
That's just insane. So basically, right now there's a machine that's testing the I don't know, the retraction rate
Yep.
of the cord or something like that.
Yep. Yeah. So when I say I'll backtrack. So when I say we test for 9 months, the last 9 months, that was in like a live gym setting. So
Okay.
that's like us testing products, like saying, hey, give this a try, give that a try. The development life cycle of this product has been 3 years.
Right.
And we started from a totally blank slate of like, can we build, the most durable commercial grade compact cable machine ever in
Okay.
existence? Can we build it? And our engineers, super brilliant, 10 times smarter than me, they went down a couple different paths. They said, let's try this technology, let's try this technology, let's try this technology. And then they landed on one of like, hey, we think this is going to be the gangbusters application of this.
Okay.
And then from there, we do a lot of the testing of the mechanism of like, okay, what's durable, what's not durable. We test parts,
Okay.
we try to see, okay, what's going to work. And then kind of between that and then in the background of all of that, we have our testing fixtures. And that's by a gentleman at our HQ. His name is Jared. I'll give him a shout out. He's a big Eagles fan, so I know he's kind of suffering right now, big Philadelphia sports fan, and they haven't been in a good spot recently. So I want to show him a little love.
I'm not showing him any love. Okay, I'm a
No
Commanders fan. The heck with the
Okay.
Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, that's our rivals.
Okay. So maybe
cry
not,
Eagles
maybe not.
cry.
Wrong show.
Yeah, cry Eagles cry.
I love
Anyway.
it. But
go ahead.
but he runs the testing fixtures, and these are testing fixtures that we built in house, so they're not anything that you could go get off the shelf. They're all custom built, and they're testing everything from the rope to the dial to like, I mean, I think Nathaniel said it in this video. We said, how many different things can you test? And his response to us was, how much room do you have on your memory card?
Yeah.
We test everything, in the fixtures run 24/7. When I'm at HQ and like I get in at like 6:37-ish, 7:15-ish with Nathaniel, like you can hear the testers running when we get in, and then you can hear them running when we leave. So like they are on 24/7, and we put a ton of thought into this product. We put a ton of thought into every product. And the testers are just like, they're one part of that, but they're one very important part of that.
Nice. So we're watching as Isaac is putting this on and taking it off. I have I don't remember the power rack I had for a chunk of time from 2008 until about 2016, 2017 was an old rack that it wasn't modular. Like the old power racks were just like all welded together. And if I wanted to do some sort of functional trainer attachment on there, I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
Because like something like a bully glider or something, I couldn't do that because there's no way to get it on, because it's not, I'd have to cut the rack to be able to get it on there. Is the ANCOREX something that you could mount on even a rack like that? So like it goes on like this instead of having to come down from the top?
Yeah. So when you assemble the gliding mount, you just remove two of the rollers, and then you just like put it onto the rack like that, and then you bolt the rollers across, and it's on. So you don't need to, and that's with all the mounts. That's with the stationary, the QD, the gliding. With all of those, there's no need to like
wrap it around and clamp it down.
Exactly. You don't have to slide it down, and then it becomes not fun. So we wanted to make it again just as easy as possible. And I appreciate you saying that our products are super easy to use. That's music to our ears, because that's the goal of this is we want to create something that is so just easy. It takes 2 seconds.
I mean, I was skeptical. I mean, I'm sure you saw my face when I got to Home Gym Con. I was like, okay, whatever. But you convinced me. I was like, oh, okay. And then I started seeing possibilities like what I just said.
Yeah.
Would you guys have an idea what the price point is going to be for this?
So the price point for the entry level price point for it is going to be $13.99. And then you can add a QD mount or the gliding mount for more on top of that. And we see this as it really is an investment piece. It's a cornerstone piece in your gym. Right. It's designed for commercial grade, high grade environments. The body of it has a 5-year warranty. The moving parts have a 2-year warranty. You can service the cable right from home. It's wicked easy to do that. So we see this as a piece where it's like, man, this is a durable piece. I think one of my favorite things our engineers told us about this was like, you know what, if you have this in your gym and then you dig it up 10, 20 years later, you can restore this thing like a classic car. Like it's just a mechanism that is not going to, be something that like it totally, just loses on you. Like you can get this thing rebuilt and get this thing going, at 10, 20 years down the line. And that's how we see this product, as just like a tremendous investment.
tell me this, man, because I do. So Luke agrees with me about the rack mount. He said the rack mount was slick too. It's easy to adjust on your upright, and it locks out seamlessly. So that's
Thank you.
a
Thank you, Luke. Good to see you.
hey. So my thing though is how do you respond to people who might say at that price point? Because I would want, potentially, let's say I'm gonna do cable crossovers. Okay, I'm gonna need 2, right?
Yep.
So how do you respond to somebody who said, "Look, just get a functional trainer
Yeah,
because of the
I would
cost"?
say, yeah, I understand that. I would think for this, I would go back to the durability. I mean, you're really getting something that is built to withstand a lot of punishment.
Hmm.
And we've punished it to get it to market and to get it out in a good spot. And there again, you're seeing Nathaniel right there. I would tell people that like this is something that is, you know what, it's really designed to be used for a long time. And this is going to give you something super easy, super intuitive. You're going to be able to move it fast. You're going to be able to move it slow, do kind of all the things you are on our products. And you're going to get it in a form factor that is wicked small and is just wicked durable on top of all
Nice.
of that. So that would be my thing. It is, you know what, this is something that, like I said, we see this not only just going into home gyms. It's a great piece for that, but like we really built this to be like a piece that like you could find at a big box gym or you could find at a group training class.
Right.
Because it is just one of those things where like you can step right up and just absolutely get training on this thing and do it in 2 seconds and you're gonna have a great workout.
Now I'm gonna also kind of give you guys. I'm gonna also respond to that because this is
Yeah,
one of the things I say
I
back
love
to
it.
people who say that. In that, with a functional trainer, one of the things that, and one of the reasons we don't have one that's rack mounted is because it's in the way when I need to use a rack for something besides a functional trainer workout, right?
Yep.
And with this, I could take it off
Yep.
when it's instead of having to like, okay, well, maybe I just stick it all the way up here at the top, or maybe I'll put it all the way at the bottom or whatever,
Yep.
right? I just take it off.
Yep.
Additionally, you're going to be hard pressed to take your functional trainer attachment with you when you go to the beach or something like that. Whereas this, you could literally take it off. Kevin actually did a video with his, not with the ANCOREX, but he did a video where he was outside. That's why I asked you what I asked you about being able to mount to different shapes.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm just watching Kevin mounting it to random stuff outside his house, right? On the street outside his house. And I think he took it to a park as well. But that's something that I think is also underrated. Like you can take it. We were talking about hotel gyms before you came on,
100%.
and it's like you can't trust every hotel to have a gym that's
Nope.
that works for your needs, and you can't always trust. If your schedule is very busy, you're traveling for work. Now you got to find a gym that's not in the hotel. Like, what are we gonna do? Yep. You could literally, from what I can tell, this is something you could figure out a way to mount in your hotel room and just work out in there. So I really like that aspect of it.
Thank you.
So Dustin said, I was just talking to Ashley last night about how gym equipment needs to be time efficient. You can't have a piece of equipment taking 30 to 45 minutes to set up because that's a large portion of your workout.
Amen, Dustin.
Yeah, I like put it on, take it down. It's got to be fast. I don't get into those elaborate setups that people like to do to just show, hey, this cool thing I did on Instagram. I don't get into that because I don't have time.
And I will say with the gliding mount, and I will put my hand up, I am not a very handy person. I'm a work in progress on that kind of stuff. But even for me, and that's why we do test some things when we have to set it up. It's like, okay, give it to Mike because we all know Mike in marketing is not the best with a wrench.
That's
I'm our lowest common denominator. But even with the gliding mount, I'm able to get that set up in less than 10 minutes.
Nice.
It takes, and once you have it set up, it's easy to go. And then with the other two mounts, stationary and the QD, it's seconds. So like this is we don't want anyone, and I agree with Dustin. Like the worst thing in the world is like, cool, I set up for 30 minutes. Now I only have 30 minutes to really get an essential kind of break in my day to break a sweat and just kind of get the therapy that is weightlifting.
Nice. And in fact, there's Kevin right there. Kevin's staying up late. Look at Kevin. He said, speaking of taking outside, the Anchor is going with me tomorrow on a trip with the family and my in-laws. That's right. He did it on his parents' porch.
He did. I loved it.
I saw that. That's right. See, Kevin, I watch your videos. And he says, he said he's taking it to his trip with the in-laws this time, not his parents, so his wife's parents. He said, I'm going to have them. I'm going to try to have them try it out just for their joint health. So stay tuned, dude. Share the link when you do that video. Share the link so we can do that. Because I'll definitely share it as well.
I love it. Kevin's the man.
And then he said, but to agree with what I was saying, he said, I imagine if I had any other functional trainer, that wouldn't be able to happen because I couldn't take it with me. And that's
Exactly.
100%. Let's see. Rob, what's up, Rob? He said, good morning,
What's
everybody.
up?
He said, I could definitely see this at a Planet Fitness or a similar chain. So people sleep on this, when they look at your product. And I know we mentioned it last time, but
yeah,
your stuff gets used. Like I saw Mike Boyle was like, and for people who don't know, Mike Boyle is like one of the OG coaches.
Yep.
He's got pro hockey players that he coaches and whatnot. He's like high level. Okay. I would say Charles Poliquin level as a trainer. All right. And he's a fan of your product. So talk about some of the facilities that you guys are going to be putting this in.
Yes. So obviously MBSC. Actually, I was at MBSC a couple weeks ago. I got my level 1 CFSC certification.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So I figured after all of these years, I might as well just take the leap and do it on my own. So, and those guys were great, and we love that. And so MBSC, that's certainly going to be a spot where you're going to see these on their racks. We tested it with their athletes. One of the athletes was, I think she's the best women's lacrosse player on the planet. And she's like, yeah, this thing is gangbusters. This is awesome. We had a bunch of hockey players testing it. We actually had an install. If you checked our Instagram stories yesterday, Isaac and Nathaniel went out to Cressy Sports Performance, which if you don't know anything about Cressy Sports Performance, they are like, Eric Cressy. And they did and we'll have more on it on our social over the coming days and into next week. We did a custom install for them. And they put together like our Nathaniel and the engineers put together this beautiful upright system that is bolted into the ground for their new facility. I mean, it just looks perfect. And Cressy trains, I think all the
everybody with
players
baseball
on the planet. And he's with the Yankees. So you're going to see it there. You're going to see it at a lot of these facilities that just train, at high level pro athletes. And that has kind of been our bread and butter. I know the PGA Tour, when we had talked to them, we have the anchors on their trailers. I could certainly see these going on those trailers as well. But you're going to see this just all over these high performance facilities because the athletes love it. And for the trainers and the coaches working with them, they can just have them turn that knob and then they can just get working in 2 seconds.
So what I just said, it's crazy because I remember. So I let it lapse, but I used to have my CSCS, and so I was always checking out stuff in the NSCA, this Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, checking out all this stuff, and I was reading articles by people like Nick Tomanello, Eric Cressy, Mike Boyle, and all just trying to, because I was coaching at a facility for the city of Chattanooga. Yeah. And so it's crazy when you're naming these people. I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, that's because Eric Cressy is what I just said about Mike Boyle. Eric Cressy is like that for baseball players. So this is like for people who are watching this is not just like your average. I don't know. I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm saying this isn't just like your average home gym reviewer saying, oh, this is a good product. These are people whose livelihood depends on keeping world-class athletes healthy and strong and ready for the season. So that I love that, but then I also love the fact that it's not one of those products where you're like, oh, that's great for, I don't know, LeBron James, but for me, it's a little bit too much. I love that it's got that versatility. You know what I mean? It's good for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that I know when we were at MBSC a couple weeks ago, like they talk about, when we were doing the level 1 cert, they're like, man, like we need to train people all the way from like the top, 0.11% of athletes to like someone who's like 80 years old and is like just trying to move a muscle and pick up their grandkids. And that is where we see kind of the beauty of this product and the Anchor Pro is like, yes, if you are getting paid millions of dollars to perform at your best, this is awesome. But if you're also like, hey, I'm just trying to get started weightlifting, this is awesome as well. It's a great fit at both ends of the spectrum.
Sweet. Dustin said, Mike, exactly. And I would say most people who work out at home are prioritizing time. 100%. Or else I'd be driving to somewhere to work out, to rent space on their treadmill, rent space on their benches. JB says Anchor is 1,000 times more versatile than the cable stack.
He's the best.
I use it. So there we go. He's tested the round object, or not round, but the cylindrical object. He said I use it hooked to my kid's trampoline.
I love that.
And I love that.
I saw that video.
I love it. It's nice to have cables outside. All right, Lucas is about to go teach America's youth. He says super pumped for you, Mike, and the team. My dude John, keep killing it too. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. He says later.
Have a great day, Luke.
Hey, we'll catch you in the replay. We'll catch you in the replay, gang, Luke.
Yes.
Talk to you later, man. Jonathan said, ANCOREX, let's go. I've been pumped for this release since Home Gym Con. Hey,
My
it's a
guy.
lot. It's a lot that you get Jonathan to check back in, because normally
we're
he's
checking
working
in,
by
baby.
now. There you go.
He's the man. We had him at RHQ too. And
Yeah.
like I said, he had he had so much fun. We had so much fun showing him around. Same with Jeff and Parent at Parent and Power Up. We
Nice.
love showing folks around HQ. And it's also an excuse. We get to buy a little local lunch, have some fun, and it's a blast.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Michael Brantley, so the Navy has arrived. He said, I don't need one, but I'd get one.
I love that.
Hey,
he's the
ain't
man.
nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, that's good.
And then Kinsey, who also trains clients, as you know,
yep,
says the ANCORE Pro has literally been rehabbing my 76-year-old client's shoulder after surgery. He loves the ANCORE. We got to get videos.
Thank you.
Got to have videos.
Kinsey's
gotta
awesome.
have videos. Yeah, that's one of the things that I love about this show too, because you're getting a cross section of different levels of users, a lot of different use cases, and I just think it's a cool way to get. I like for the people to find out about the product, but then I like you guys, the brand, to hear what people are saying about your product. I see that look on your face, like, oh man, it's awesome. You know what I mean? So I think it's so cool. You guys keep on. If you guys have any questions, I know we're getting comments, but if you guys have any questions about the ANCOREX, throw them in the chat and we'll go ahead and ask them. We got Mike for about another 30 minutes. So don't take advantage of this opportunity.
Take advantage. Take advantage. I love it. But no, did we get one?
Yeah, Kinsey said she asked if she could film his client, and he said, you got to warn me so I can comb my hair. And I mean,
that's great.
His fans deserve it. Of course.
I love it. I have the same reaction whenever people ask me to film me at HQ. I'm like, you gotta give me a little head start. I gotta shave. I do
shave. I do have to. I shave every morning for the show.
Yep.
So let me say this. Granted, you guys weren't starting with like a complete blank slate, like you were when you first developed the ANCORE.
Yep.
But so you've kind of like, okay, we know what it's supposed to look like when we're done.
Mm-hmm.
What kinds of problems did you have to solve over this 3 years of making this thing?
I would say the first one, and it's probably the most important, is the feel, the experience. Nothing kills a workout like you go up to your cable machine and it's clunky, it jumps, it just feels terrible. And so the feel for us is like, can we make something even smoother? That was super important. And then I would say the next thing was durability. Like I said, we really wanted to, with this, make something that was just significantly durable than anything out there. And so those were kind of the two things. And obviously when we talk about the feel of it, that comes down to the resistance mechanism. And with the resistance mechanism, like I said, we tested a whole bunch of different things and then developed this new novel technology that we really see as an amazing platform for resistance training in general. And so those are the two things that we're continually just trying to balance of how can we make it more durable? How can we make it even smoother? And then the final thing was getting rid of the plates. We wanted to make a system where you can see this out in the wild and you would know how to use it just intuitively. And so those three things were the big key factors. Obviously, we want to keep it compact. We want to stay true to all of that stuff. But really, at the end of the day, we're like, how can we get rid of the plates, make it buttery smooth, and then make it super durable? And our engineers achieved all of those things and more in spades. They just did. And what the mechanism on the inside is, I know I talk about it a lot, but it's when you have someone sit down and explain it to you, it's one of those things where you see it and you're like, oh my God, like that's brilliant. Like it totally makes sense. And it's just something we're so proud of. We're so proud of it. And we really see this as pushing the state of the art forward when it comes to cable training and cable machines. And I could gush about it all day, but I think
that's why you're here. Go ahead.
That's why I'm here. We're a product and we're an R&D company at the end of the day. Right. We're not a marketing company. This isn't, all of us, just sitting around a computer, it's slinging Facebook ads. Like we are a product and R&D company at the end of the day. And that is something that we are going to just build our business on, and innovation is important. And the engineers really cooked with this. I will say that to use Gen Z vernacular, I would say they cooked big time here.
All right. So I will do a little bit of marketing for you guys. So what I just did is now the ANCOREX is not among this, but if you guys are interested in trying any of the ANCORE products, I just added the ANCORE Pro, the ANCORE Pro Home Bundle.
Yep.
So just there's a shopping button. I have no idea which side. I can never tell which side of the screen it's on, but there's a shopping button on YouTube. If you click that shopping button, you'll see a way to purchase the Anchor Pro, ANCOREX. I'm sorry, the Anchor Pro or the Anchor Pro Home Bundle through your distributor at living.fit.
Yep.
The channel will get some benefit if you purchase through the shopping button.
I love it.
Just let you guys know that. But you guys can go ahead and do that. Or if you like to just go straight to the source, I'm going to put this QR code up here and leave it up for a little bit. So you do this, you can go check out Anchor. The QR code is right there. Go check that out, and you'll be able to shop directly on the Anchor website. So I'll leave it up for a little while longer, even while we're talking. So you guys can just do that. And additionally, hey, that's what I'm here for, man. I told you I'm a conduit.
I love it.
And then the link is also in the video description, so you guys can go check out Anchor in different places. Then we'll get Mike to give you guys that stuff at the end as well.
Totally.
I see you had 2 more comments jump in, so let's go ahead and check those out. So Jeff and Perrin, I'm not sure which one says, I've been using an Anchor in my shoulder surgery recovery as well. I love the smooth incremental way to make the gains.
Yep.
I like that. And I also, so, when I used the Anchor version that you guys had at Home Gym Con, I used it, I threw I don't remember if it's a jab or a cross, but one of the things is like, because of how it's designed, you can change the resistance. You can work speed or you can work power with it, right?
Yep.
And so that's something, I can't take my heavy bag with me to the hotel room, but I can still continue to work and just do like some simple drills or whatever if I wanted to continue getting better using that. And that smooth, the minor incremental resistance changes are a big part of that. I like that. JB said, I had a friend ask me what would happen if you try to load a 65-pound Pro to hit the 80-pound capacity of the X. Didn't have any answer other than thinking just get the X.
I mean, I go ahead.
So I'm trying to unpack that question in my, I guess not in my head, it's out loud. So basically, if you have actually, this is something I was curious about. So if you already got the Anchor Pro, the X is out now, and you're like, well, I don't want to like go spend all this money on another unit when I already have this one.
Yep.
Obviously he's like, don't just go load it up to try to hit 80 pounds, because I don't think that might void your warranty. What I'm going to say is, what's your answer to people who already have the Anchor Pro and now the X is out and like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah. So I would say 2 things. So first of all, obviously I cannot recommend going over the stated, maximum resistance on there. For safety, I'm a Paul Blart, safety never takes a holiday kind of guy. We got to be safe.
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Paul Blart Mall Cop. It's one of my favorite movies, but yeah, safety never takes a holiday. We got to make sure we're being safe. What I would tell folks is, if you are interested in the ANCOREX, we are working on a trade-in program. So give us a call. Shoot us an email. Happy to work with you on some sort of a trade-in and upgrade program. We can certainly do that. But I would also say, like, the Anchor Pro is not going anywhere either. So it's not. The ANCOREX, we think it's wonderful. It is wonderful. We're super excited about it. But if you're like, hey, I really love my Anchor Pro, like, I'm worried now that these guys are going to get rid of the Anchor Pro and just go all in on the ANCOREX, I would tell you, don't worry about that. Like, the Anchor Pro it's a cornerstone piece of our company. It's won awards. It's super important. So the Anchor Pro is not going anywhere. I think when we talk about the kind of introduction of the ANCOREX relative to the Anchor Pro, a lot of people see it as like, this is iPhone 16 to iPhone 17, when really, like, we see it as like, iPhone is the Anchor Pro, iPad is the ANCOREX. This is an extension of the technology, and this is really the start of a brand new product line for us. So if you love your Anchor Pro, you do not need to worry about like, oh my gosh, is this thing going to be extinct by the end of the year? It's not going to be extinct. I love the Anchor Pro. I have one in my car that I carry with me all the time. Like, It's not going anywhere. But if you do want to upgrade to the X, we're going to be working on a trade-in program. Shoot us an email, give us a call. Like, we're happy to work with you on that. We're going to figure that out. I'm not worried about that one iota.
So looks like you might have lost a potential customer. Carlos said, I was almost invested until I heard his favorite movie.
No.
He's kidding. So Carlos reviews movies and does tech reviews and stuff. Okay. So he's actually, Carlos, I think you need one of these just because he's got an apartment gym.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think he'd be a good fit for it.
I will say this, Carlos, Paul Blart. It's one of my favorite movies. If I had to give you my absolute
Now
favorite
we're
movie,
walking it back.
I'm gonna walk it back a little bit. It's one of my favorite movies, but I have to say, if there's one movie I'd love to put on endlessly, it is The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. That's
Okay.
got it's an old school
Okay.
pick, but I love it. It is like a roller coaster ride. So maybe I redeem myself with Carlos. Maybe I put myself in a bigger hole. I don't know.
We'll see.
But I will say Paul Blart is still great too. It
Okay.
is. It is.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
I like Paul. You saw I recognized it right away. Paul
Yep.
Blart Mall Cop. Yeah.
Hmm.
So Paired and Powered Up said you launched the data plate for the Pro to help track data. Will
Yep.
you have something like that for the X?
It's certainly on a roadmap for us. We want to, provide, really interesting data solutions across all the products. The data plate, I think, it's been super well received, and we've got some really really cool things kind of cooking with the data plate. Yes, we do want to launch something for the X. A timeline for that, I couldn't tell you. We've got a lot of things on our plate with expanding the mounts, with expanding a whole lot of different things. But again, the data plate is wonderful if you're looking to get the Anchor Pro and the data plate. You can get that under $1,000, and now you have this like full smart cable training platform where you can see all of your metrics right there in real time. Super easy to use, and I know for especially a lot of our high performance folks, it's very quickly become a hit.
Right. So I'm gonna say, looks like you got him back. Because Carlos said
Yes.
he said I was thinking the same thing as far as it being good for his setup. He's got a small apartment. Okay, there. Yeah, you're right. You can't judge him. He says, you and your Jack Burton
Great movie.
fans said my favorite is Big Trouble in Little China. I
I
can't
love
judge
it.
you. Hey,
I love
Jack
it.
Burton says you need an ANCOREX. Going back to the data plate question
Yeah.
though, because now I'm thinking, okay, so if you got an Anchor Pro, you got a data plate that's kind of calibrated for the Anchor Pro, right? So
Yes.
you get an Anchor X, you trade in your Anchor Pro, get an Anchor X. Now you got this data plate. I can understand the question. Like maybe there's a way. I know this is early days, but maybe there's a way to just reconfigure it so it works for the Anchor X instead of having to get a whole new unit, because that's a
Yeah.
lot of moving parts potentially.
Yeah. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out.
So let me say this. I brought this up. I mentioned this earlier about the thing with Kevin and if you had an Anchor versus a Voltra on a deserted island after week 2, only the Anchor owner is going to be able to still work out. But I'll say this: I've gotten a fair number of people who are way more passionate. I mean, way more passionate about whether an Anchor or anything else would be more useful in a crisis. I'm not making this up. I had one guy argue with me, and I made sure I wrote it down because I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
I had a guy argue with me in the comments on the video from Home Gym Con about whether the battery on the Voltra would last long enough for the power to be turned back on if there was a blackout affecting my neighborhood. And I told you
Good
Kevin
question.
about the deserted island thing, right?
Yep.
My question to you is, as great as it is to have the Anchor constantly in the conversation, are you as baffled as I am about these scenarios that people come up with? Like, I can't believe people are coming up with these scenarios so that they can argue about what other people are supposed to buy for their house. This is hilarious to me. Does that baffle you sometimes when people are like, you're like, well, why does that matter? This is a hypothetical. If aliens attacked, which would you rather have?
I love it. You know what? I am the kind of person who my workout for me means a ton every day. Like it is my midday therapy. I get a lift in, I go for a run. It was what I did yesterday after all the Anchor X stuff. I went for maybe the slowest run in my life. I think if you saw me running, it would be like the $6 million
We had like
man.
6 cups of coffee. So
Yeah, it's 6 cups of coffee, but it was all out of my system. I'm moving slow, but like it's an important part of my day. And I would say that like I certainly wouldn't blame someone for thinking like, man, if I'm in a blackout and something is like going wrong, like I'm gonna be stressed.
Don't go down this rabbit hole. Don't go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, I want to get a workout in. So I love it.
God.
I love all of it. It is one of the most fun parts of this job. And I'm sure you feel the same way, it's getting to talk to people and getting everyone's point of view on gyms and training. And I like this and I don't like this. And I love it. It gives me it's the best part of my day. It really is. So I would say, you know what? I don't blame you for thinking if the aliens do attack, am I still going to be able to get a pump in? Because I would be thinking the same thing. I would
Yeah.
be like, if I'm going to have to go out and fight for Earth, I would want to have, a little bit of a bicep pump going as well. It might help. So I love it. I love it. I love all of it. And it is just fun. It's fun.
So now there you go. So if you get kidnapped by aliens, you have
Yep.
to understand that anything that requires digital updates is not
Hmm.
going to work once you get to space because the satellites point down. So you need something that doesn't have. Look at you, like, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Good point. So
Exactly.
so technically, you need an anchor, and on the space station, what they need is an anchor or an ANCOREX because it's going to work without any need for any digital updates. So there you go.
Exactly.
I'm serious. People like these scenarios. I've seen them. I'm
It
like,
is.
why are you thinking about this kind of stuff? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Turn on your TV. I tell you, pick up a book. No, probably don't do that because that
Just
might
no
be fueling the
books.
problem. Watch television. You put
Yeah.
on The
No
Simpsons.
sci-fi. No
Put on The
sci-fi.
Simpsons or something and
Yeah.
just stop. That's hilarious. JB said, I love my Pro for the small footprint and explosive movements. It's added a rower, ski erg.
Yep.
And he said, I pair it with pure torque for improving
Yep.
my golf swing. And he said, I gave him the idea of boxing too. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, it's great because it gives you just enough resistance on the way out and back.
Yeah.
So you can, it's really good. I mean, I wouldn't do just that, but it's good for if you want to isolate something. Now
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, let's say I want to work my hook.
Yep.
Like just like basically stay on the hook or whatever. You either can do isolated hits on the bag, just working your hook and digging, or you can do this and it's going to be a better like you probably have seen people do this, like where they're trying to throw a hook and they have a
Yep.
resistance band around their elbow.
Yeah.
And okay, well, there's no tension. It's not as good
Mhm.
because there's a point where there's no tension from the band. With the anchor or the ANCOREX or whatever, it's going to be constant resistance. So you're getting resistance this way, and that's going to be a legit workout. Just if all you do is just digging hooks to the not to the bag, but just digging repeated hooks
Yeah.
left and right. I'm sorry, I apologize now to your obliques.
Hey, it's good though. I'll tell you a funny boxing story about the Anchor and the Anchor Pro.
Yeah.
So this is early days. I think it's 2021. Me and one of the co-founders were roommates. We're like trying to get this thing off the ground.
Oh
Like
boy.
we had just moved in. We had just maybe, I think, left the garage, or we were in the process of leaving the garage. And like at that point, like we're working 24/7. Like we're waking up,
Yeah.
it's work, we're going to bed, it's work.
Yeah.
So I wake up early and like I have the Instagram link to my phone and I'm like wiping my eyes and I'm like, man, I'm like, we got tagged in a post overnight. Like this is crazy. Let's just take a look at this. I open it up and it's Francis Ngannou, the world
Oh wow.
heavyweight UFC champion, and he has the Gen 1 Anchor strapped up to the
Yeah.
octagon and he's doing a punch with it, like a resisted punch.
Yeah.
And we still have the image like framed at our HQ. And then the folks at Extreme Couture MMA, they've been just great customers of ours since the early days, since 2020. They hopped on a phone call with us and were like, hey, we think this is a really cool product. But it was one of those moments where we're like, man, like, are we like, what's going on here? And then we open that up and we're like, I guess that's kind of a big deal. Like, that's really
Yes.
incredible. We were like jaws on the floor and we're like, okay, like,
Dude,
this
I mean,
weird, but we love it.
if you're a fighter, and so I used to kickbox, and I'm telling you, if you're a fighter, first of all, if you're a fighter, everything you see is kind of like a potential training tool,
Yep.
right? So like a doorway, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, that I can stand in a doorway and improve my kicks, just
Yep.
for example, right? And then you got guys who like everybody's seen like the image of Muhammad Ali underwater throwing punches
Yep.
because of this resistance, right? You kind of get that same feel with the Anchor.
Mhm.
And that's why as soon as I touched it, you saw my instinct was, oh yeah, let's do this, right?
Yeah.
Because you automatically just like, oh, this will probably work for that. So I'm not surprised at all. But it's got tremendous potential for the athletics side of things, but then also for the rehab side of things. So that's why I love the versatility.
Thank you.
JB said this show is going to make me buy a data plate next now. Well, mission accomplished. Okay. I mean, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
You see that link right there? Click it. Do it. Do it now.
Go for it.
All right. I dare you to buy it before the show's over. All right. So you just got a new subscriber. Carlos said I just why to subscribe. All right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And let's see. Parrot and Power Up said, do it, Joe. I'm a data. So do you guys say data plate or data plate?
I guess that is kind of one of those things where I call it the data. I call it the data plate. That's what I call it, but I think it's like a caramel situation. It's probably regional. I call it the data plate, but the data plate, it's all been thrown around. It's all been
Yeah.
thrown around. We
Okay.
have a great partner in GymAware who's helped really develop that and
All right.
helped us with the technology on those. So, and they're in Australia. So I think I won't do an Australian accent here
Yeah,
on the
that's not
show
okay.
to do that. But it's whatever you want to call it. You're going to get great metrics.
We got to get Jim Aware on the show. I'm calling
They're
you after
awesome.
the show's over. We're gonna get them on the show.
Awesome
Uh,
people.
and now I want to hereby apologize for what I did with bringing up the aliens, because now here we go. JB said the future fight for humanity will be supplied by ANCORE, building combat skills with that mechanical resistance. I cannot argue with you. I don't
You
have
know,
enough. I don't have enough data to argue with you about whether that's true or not, Jay.
if they ever do Independence Day 3, we will
There you go.
100% be working on some product placement
Welcome to
there.
Earth. Welcome to
Welcome to
Earth.
Earth.
Then home, Kevin's, who should be in bed by now, but he said Alien releases an EMG strike. We're out of power for 5 years. He said don't
I
tee me
love
up,
it.
ultra
I
users.
love it.
This is the
Kevin,
kind of thing. Okay. All right.
I think that
I
might be.
apologize.
No, you're. I don't know if we have a comment of the day segment, but I think Kevin might have just won the comment of the day
I
segment.
feel
I
like he
love that.
may. It's certainly memorable. I'll
It
say
is.
that.
It is.
Okay, now he's going to bed. He said, anyway, I'm excited for ANCORE. I'm gonna head to bed, but I'll be
Thank
here
you.
for the replay. Peace out.
I
Hey, and tell
love it.
your kids hey as well, Kevin, man. I think your kids are awesome. There's the cat.
There's the cat. There's Winnie the cat.
There you go.
There you go.
Impaired and powered up. Tell Joe, yes, do it. I'm a data junkie, and I always encourage that route. Okay.
It's good. Good to have data.
Let me, as we start to wrap up, I want to say, because we are on LinkedIn, so we do have brands and there's potential for collaborations and whatnot. What would you say to what's the number one thing? And it's going to be two answers. What's the number one thing that you want to make sure that residential customers understand about the ANCOREX?
Yeah.
And what's the number one thing that you want commercial customers, let's call it that, like coaching facilities, whatever, hotel, whatever. What's the number one thing you want them to understand about the ANCOREX? So speak to both those groups.
Yeah. So I'll start with the home. I'll start with the home, folks. The ANCOREX, it's going to be a cornerstone of your gym. It really is. It's buttery smooth. It's durable. This is a piece that we see as something that like you are going to go back to time and time again for a great workout. And then, like I said, you're able to, you're able to then like restore this thing many, many years later. If you're like, I wasn't working out for a little bit, like this thing is not going to, it's not going to go away. And so that's what I would tell to home gym customers is you're going to get an amazing, compact, durable piece of really commercial grade equipment that you're going to be able to bring with you in your gym. It's going to be super easy to use and you're going to love it. Whether you are starting out, whether you are super advanced, like you can do as many things with it as possible because of that new resistance platform that we have. So we're super excited about that. I would say for commercial gyms, for big box gyms, if you are looking to replace your functional cable machines and you're looking for something that's going to save you space, help you run your business better, and provide just an amazing training experience to your clients, like this is the thing. I think the resistance feel is just going to be, I think you're going to feel it next to a functional trainer and you're going to think, why did we ever do it in a different way? Like this is just so remarkable. And you have to run a business at the end of the day. And we see this as something where now it frees up floor space for you to add more things to run your business. So it's a great piece for, for any big box gym, any independent studio, anyone running group training. If you want to add cables to your group training, there are no cable group training classes. All of them that are out there that are in existence are actually using ANCORE in their group training classes. And then we built this for that, to help those folks run their business and to generate revenue and to be entrepreneurs. I mean, we're entrepreneurs at the end of the day. We want to help other entrepreneurs run their studio, and we see this as a great piece. So whether you are at home, whether you are in a commercial gym, like you are going to get something that's durable, super buttery smooth, and super, super easy to use, whether you're a first-time user walking in the door at a big box gym or you're walking into your garage and you've been using this thing for just a long, long time. So we're super excited about it. And then the bonus is no batteries, no charging. It's mechanical. It's got no power. Like everything there is right there in the system, and there's no need to charge it. So that's what I would tell folks. It's a long-winded response, but we're super excited about it, and I could talk about it till I'm blue in the face.
Nice. That's why I brought you on. All right.
I love it. I love it.
So Dustin said the world is on fire, but we are still going to get our workouts in. You dang right we are.
That is the attitude, Dustin. That is the attitude I love to hear.
That's it. Yeah, and yes, I do have a deserted island shipwreck workout survival plan already cooked up and it's ready to go.
I love it. I love it.
Let me as we close here, we got 3 minutes before we close the show, and I want to give you an opportunity to once again let everybody know where they can buy the products, where they can find out more about the product, and also because you were talking about the potential of the trade-in program, let them know, is there an email they need to specific email they need to use in order to reach out to you guys to make that happen. And then, well, before we do that, when the pre-order is going to be available? Because when I go on the website, I don't see it on the site. The ANCOREX on the site.
The ANCOREX, it should be on the site under, let me double check here. It should be on the site under Anchor Models and then ANCOREX.
All right, so let me go ahead and just share my screen because I looked. It might have been that I didn't. Oh, there it is. Okay,
there it is.
So I think what happened is when I was building this, so I do my show prep the night before and then into the morning. So I think I did that part of the show prep last night and then I didn't see it.
No worries. No worries.
So this is it. It's new release. It's available now, and you said it's shipping. It's going to ship out in 3 to 4 weeks.
Yep.
All right. So it's if you want to get the stationary mount, it's $13.99. If you get the Q mount, QD mount, $15.49. The gliding mount that we're all excited about, that's $16.99. And then you can also get like multiple mounts or whatever.
You can get additional mounts. And then I do want to call out there, we have our certified attachments. I would say that's something that we're super excited about. So we've been super fortunate to work with Darko. They did a mount for the ANCORE Pro. Obviously, the longy, shorty, tiny bars are great. What's that strap with the hitter handle? We've been super fortunate to work with a lot of really great attachment partners, and we're excited to kind of build out what we're calling like ANCORE certified attachments. We're going to have more on it, in the coming weeks here, but it's an ecosystem of attachments where we're like, hey, this is going to go great with your ANCORE. And it's just an avenue. We're small business owners. These, attachment companies, they're small business owners, whether you are Darko or Porter or Roarman, like we're all doing this, we're all in this together. And so we're like, hey, can we just provide an avenue for people to, if they are going to buy an ANCOREX or they are going to buy an ANCORE Pro, like just help out everyone else. Like, and that's something we're super excited about, is like, can we help out all the other small businesses, and can we band together as small businesses to really like provide just exceptional training solutions for everybody. And so the Darko mount, the quick mount, has been gangbusters. We love that. And we're certainly excited to bring on and talk to as many different attachments and other things as possible, because I think building out an ecosystem where everybody wins is certainly something we want to do.
One of the things that, and I want to make sure that I put this in there, because you guys do have this thing where you basically talk about the differences between the ANCOREX and the ANCORE Pro. Is not just that the ANCOREX goes to 80 pounds, but the ANCORE Pro also, and the ANCORE Pro goes to 65. It's also a difference in the resistance, how much it weighs, all that kind of stuff. So I've got the link in the live chat, and then for those of you, shout out to the replay gang. I'm going to put that link in the video description so you guys can check it out, whether you're watching on LinkedIn or on YouTube. So you guys can check that out there and see what the differences are if this is something you want to add to your home. I will say, when you said it's the hater handle, as soon as I saw that, I was like, they've got a Redskins handle, because that HTTR. Yeah, I was like, hey, there we go. All right, but then, anyway,
I love it.
I'm a nerd.
No, I love it, man. I love it.
So now that we've got that, now we can say, all right, where do people need to go if they want to, take advantage of the trade-in program, or if they just want to find out more about the product and kind of like, whatever. So let's go ahead and do that. And that QR code is still working.
Hit the QR code. You can give us a phone call. We have a hotline. So give us a phone call if you just would like to talk over the phone. We love that. I love getting phone calls from people. I would say go into our live chat. You can do it that way. Send us an email at hello@ancoretraining.com. That's ANCORE training.com. DM us on Instagram and say, Mike sent you and I want to learn more. We are doing virtual demos as well on the ANCOREX. So if you're like, hey, I really want to like sit down with someone and have my questions answered one-to-one, we'll hop on a FaceTime with you and like we'll answer all those questions for you. And we'll do kind of a live demo of the ANCOREX and any of the mounts. So yeah, all of our regular channels, just reach out. We are going to make sure you get funneled to all the correct people and you're taken care of. Or if you just want to like, you know what, talk and you just want to like pick up the phone and give us a call, do that. Like it's that easy. And you're going to get routed to a member of our team and we're going to make sure you're taken care of like at the end of the day. So there is no special thing you have to reach out with. Just like reach out. We're going to take care of you. And we're going to make sure you have a great experience. And like I said, we are doing those virtual demos and that isn't like a canned like webinar that we're doing. It's like, we will hop on a FaceTime call with you or a Zoom, a Teams, whatever you prefer. And like, we'll talk one-to-one and answer every single question that you have.
You know what? In fact, if you guys want to, if okay, let me say this. So you guys see the banner link. I didn't plan on anticipate doing this, but you said that, so it made me think of it. So if we get enough people wanting it, what I can do is I'm happy to set up a thing where like one of the things that's tough whenever you do those live ones is you got to have somebody who's moderating the comments because otherwise you can't see, you know, the comments if all you see is your camera. So what I'm willing to set up something like that where we do a live video demo on this channel and you guys can do the demo. And I'll just basically be reading out the questions to you. Like the people say, hey, show me this or whatever. And we can set up something like that. No big deal. So you guys let me know, share the video and then put in the comments if you would like for us to set up something like that. And we'll set it up it'll be on a separate day. It's not going to be on a Friday. It'll be on a separate day at a reasonable hour.
Yes.
For those of you who don't like to wake up early, maybe like at noon or something like that. And we can make that happen. If
100%. We would love
if there's
to do
enough interest in it, I'm happy to do that. Man.
Totally.
Okay. All right. So everybody is saying that they love the show and they're super excited about it. So I'm going to say same thing, man. Mike, this was awesome, dude. Thank you so much for stopping by again. You have an open invite to come on the show anytime you want.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I love having you on, the enthusiasm and everything else.
Thank you. I love being on here. I was looking forward to this all week. I really was. I was on my run yesterday and I'm like thinking, I get to see John tomorrow. This is going to be great. I got to make sure I get a good night's sleep tonight.
Oh yeah. I put on my good cologne because I wanted to impress you.
I shaved, made sure the hair was in a good spot. So I've been looking forward to this all week since we got on the books. Which was I think a month plus ago. So thank you for having us. We love being on here.
Thank you.
Now I've only had 2 cups of coffee today, so I'm probably owed a few. So I'm gonna go get a little caffeine,
catch up.
And then I'm excited to hear, what anyone who wants to learn more about the ANCORE Pro, the ANCOREX. We're just excited and we're grateful. And I can't say thank you enough to you for giving us this platform.
Pleasure. It's my pleasure, man. You have a good day. Drink all the coffee, and I'll talk to you later.
I love it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Later, man.